What's going on, guys? How y'all doing? It's been a while since I've been live, right? Wait for the messages to go out there a little bit and see who decides they want to come out and play a little bit. See, let's rotate back. See, I guess I'll have to do it this way. See who slides in. Just got an interesting message a little bit ago. Interesting message. So we'll see who flies in. See who comes in. Got very interesting. Real quick. Really interesting. I don't know, guys. This is getting like, I don't know if you guys like, you get out your truck and kick your tires or what? And like, what's up? What's going on, viewer? Like, this is, bro. Like, I don't know where you even start. I see a dog walking around with no owner anywhere. It's like, oh, pick me up another buddy, a little road buddy. I have 2 road buddies at home. But just got a message from my from the plant that I'm waiting on. And I've been here since yesterday. Got here, deadheaded from Ohio up here. Got here and checked in, went to shipping office, and proceeded to tell me that the load was not ready and that it would be ready later on. I'm like, cool, no problem. No problem. I'll go post up. So I bobtail over to the Loves. Posted up at the Loves, right? When I pull in here, there is not 1, not 2, but 13 prime trucks sitting here. 13. So, you know, us prime drivers, we like to talk. So we get to talking. One guy said he's been here for a day. The other guy said he's been here for a while. The other guy said he's been here for a while. And oh my gosh. So let me tell you how my week has been. No home time, no time off, no breakdowns, thank God, none of that. So I got a load that went down to Georgia, delivered in Georgia. I went home. Saw the wife, saw the kids, saw the family. Cool stuff, right? My next load is a Ken's Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce load. Heavy. The load comes across at $800. $800 and some odd dollars. For, I think, maybe 200-300 miles, something like that. It's like 300 miles, something like that. And I'm reluctant to take it. I don't necessarily want to take it, but I'm like, all right, I know how freight is, you know. Let me take this load. So something in me was telling me, don't take the load, just chill, wait. But I'm like, man, I gotta get this bread, you know, freight has been trashed. I'm like, something's telling me don't take it, but I'm like, you know, against my better judgment, I take the load. So I boogie on over to Sarcy, Arkansas. I get there. It doesn't say, it's not a order float. So I'm like, okay, maybe I slide in, maybe they'll let me get the load off early. You know, maybe I can get ahead a little bit. Man. Man. So they said, no, you can't deliver till tomorrow. All right, so there's a Love's right down the street. I boogie over there. So I get there, shut down. My delivery's not till the next day. So over there, time to I'm looking for a parking spot. I see a Stevens transport driver who's bobtail in a long behind truck spot, and I'm like, yo, bro, can let me park there? You know, there's bobtail parking. Let me park there. He just looks at me, young dude, just looks at me on his phone, looks at me. I'm like, yo, bro, and just, I'm like, bro, you in a whole bobtail. You're in a whole truck spot. Let me get the spot and you go park over there. There's plenty of bobtail parking. Nah. He wanna be one of them things, little pointy things with veins in it. Okay. So I pull up, I park. So, sleep, look outside, it's storming, you see the lightning show, and thank God no tornadoes. I'm like, all right, bet, cool, you know, I go to sleep. Wake up, delivery later on in the day, I'm like, all right, bet. So, I go to deliver. They say to me, slide your tandems there. And I'm like, all right, you know, no problem, slide the tandems. So I slide the tandems. Now, mind you, there's load locks in this trailer, mind you. So slide the tandems, you know, locks in place, whatever. Get back to unlock the doors to back in. No hard braking, no nothing crazy. My 2 pallets, one pallet's leaning this way and the other pallet fell back this way. And it was Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce everywhere. And I'm looking at them like, oh, I'm like, okay, you know, you guys gonna, you know, get it up. And they're like, no, we can't do that. I'm like, you're gonna restack it? I looked at him like, am I gonna restack it? No, nigga, I don't touch freight. I don't touch freight. I'm not getting freebies. No. He's like, well, now mind you, this is before Memorial Day. So I'm like, what you want me to do? He's like, well, you can restack it yourself or you can take it over to the spot, but mind you, it's Memorial Day tomorrow, so they're not gonna be open. Not gonna be open. Oh, immediate graze. So I'm like, all right. So I go back to such truck stop and sit there for another day. Wake up. They don't open until 9 o'clock. All right, bet. Get over there. Yeah, we can, cool bunch of cool guys. All, you know, plaid shirts, jeans, the typical truck driver, you know, energy. You see all of that, typical truck driver energy. So I'm like, all right, bet, cool. You know, get over there, open up the trailer, and the barbecue sauce has now been sitting for a while. And we have to take off every bit of a whole pallet and clean up the barbecue sauce and restack this thing. They wanted me to do it at the Sam's Club. Man, it was barbecue sauce. There was things everywhere. It was horrible. Luckily, I was able to get an appointment for that day. You know how much it costs to restack? $500 to restack that load. $500. So, did I make any money this week? Not going home, not having any home time, not getting the sweet meat, nothing? Did I make any money? No. Didn't make a damn dime. Not a damn dime. So, I get that load unloaded. And now I'm in Sarcy, Arkansas. I get another load. My next load goes up to Ohio. So I run that load up to Ohio. Now, luckily, it's a drop and hook on the other end. So I drop that load. Once I drop it, go to a truck stop and sit. I sit at this truck stop till the next morning. My fleet manager sends me a message. Hey, we got a load. 253-mile deadhead to Michigan. Okay. Rock up to Michigan. So here I am in Michigan. After that 4-hour drive up to Michigan, check in. On my end, it says the load is supposed to be ready between 12 and 23.59. Now, prior to that week, last week, right? No home time, no breakdowns. I ran the whole week. I worked my black behind off. I was a Hebrew slave out here. Hebrew slave. And when it comes down to getting settled for your money, your pay, your green, the other white meat, Prime took their truck payment. They took their fuel, as they should. Negative $664. Any fault of mine? Nope. Did my job. Did what I was supposed to do. Picked up, delivered. Picked up, delivered. Now you might ask, well, you had that claim. Yes, but when you look at what happened, the low bars fell off, and the bottles were plastic jars, and they pretty much imploded on themselves and fell over. So a bunch of them, ended up being like 2 cases of jars that broke. So didn't make no money. Now, $664 negative. Here's where it starts to kick your behind. Because now you're $664 negative on top of your cost that you have going into the next week, right? So the cost that you have going into the next week, on top of the negative $664, you're now negative $2,000. That's not including your fuel. So, unless you get a bunch of good loads for the next week, you're negative for 2 weeks. And you didn't go home. You didn't get broke down. You did nothing wrong. Now you're just negative. Explain that to the wife. Explain that to the kids. Daddy's not home. Daddy's on the road. But daddy has no money to give you because he's getting his cheeks clapped out here by the Peruvial industry. Not happy. So you move forward. You're like, all right, I'm going to take it on the chin and I'm going to keep moving forward. That's what we do. We keep moving forward. We have it in our heads that it's always going to get better. It's going to get better on the other end. That's what we out here doing. That's what we believe. So we have to just go for it, right? We just have to push forward. So I get up here and check in. She says, oh yeah, your load is not scheduled till tomorrow, which is now the day that we are in. I said, okay, well, what time? It's scheduled for 23:59 tonight. 23:59 tonight. My thing says Thursday, your thing says Friday at night. Oh, okay. So, you get your blood starts to boil a little bit at this point. So, go to sleep, chill, relax, thinking you're about to drive tonight. You check in. What's up, Million Man? What's going on with you, bro? So then you call in, you check on your load, they say nothing. You call, you check in on your load, they say nothing. They say it's not even in the door. When they say it's at 4 o'clock and they tell you that your load is not in a door yet, but your blood's starting to boil a little bit, just a little bit, right? Just a little bit. So you call your dispatch. Hey, what's going on, man? How you doing? Yeah, I wanted to see, did they cancel this load and did they just not tell you guys that they canceled the load? They're like, no, we haven't heard anything about that yet. Can you check? Get with sales? What's going on, Breaking Alliance? What's going on with you? Same as you. Yeah, man. So they tell me, right? They tell me, after I've called 3 or 4 times, they tell me that my load is not going to be ready today. It will be ready tomorrow, sometime in the afternoon. At this point, I will be having a 34-hour resale. I know what you, Angel, man. How you been, man? It's been all right, Kali. It's been all right, man. AKA Lil Man. It's been all right. So I sit here pondering the negative, the positive, and what's possibly I could do. So my rule of thumb, a buddy of mine, had a good point about what you should do and how you, whoa, wow, 800 in the hole, no home time, no breakdown. Raj 89, bro, I feel your freaking pain, bro. Oh my gosh, yo, I feel your pain, man. Like 100%, I feel your pain, man. So, buddy of mine, you're nasty. Michael Page, $150 layover, right? It makes no logical sense. I mean, meatloaves typically pay decent for layovers. They typically pay decent, but so let me stay on track, right? So he says this is the thing, and what you might think about all of you guys, wherever you guys are at. It works in a 3 or 4 week period. The first week, if you don't make any money, okay, you be like, all right. If it's under $1,000, if you make 1,000 or over, you ain't gotta worry. But if you're under $1,000, that's strike one. You get 3 strikes in baseball. You give a company 3 strikes. I've been here 5 freaking years, and I've never had to use these principles and these barriers. 5 years, never had to use these principles and these barriers. Never have. But now I use these variables here. So, first week, if you make under $1,000, strike one. 2 weeks ago, $1,000 after taxes, $500, $600, strike one. It's like, all right. The next week, $1,200, but after taxes, you're still $800, strike two. No, I'm sorry. Last week was $700. I'm sorry. Last week was $700. $500 after taxes. This week, negative $664. So, in those parameters, it's time to go. Time to get out. Time to leave. I think the hardest part about it is don't want to leave. You have goals and dreams and aspirations and things that you want to do and things that you want to achieve, and people say, oh, you failed as a I've been doing it for 5 years. So the whole you failed thing doesn't apply to this. It doesn't make sense. You have people, team trucks, right, loads from the cartel. Now I ain't going to jail for none of that. No, sir. Now, you mess with them, your whole lineage gets erased. I'm not doing that. I think it starts to frustrate you, and you can talk to the other drivers and things like that, but you got guys that's out here that's running that's not making no money. You got guys out here that are pushing, and they're not making no bread. And then people look at the economy, the economists and stuff like that, and they really don't understand how. Hey, what's going on, Jack? So here's what you got to understand about that loan. When I started at England, I chose to pay off my loan. I chose to do it. It was a choice. Um, you have that choice. Um, you can leave or you can stay. It's a choice. But the thing that you have to understand is that you have to do your due diligence in anything that you do. Anything. Whether you're gonna leave. My brother, businessman, he's busy. Um, but I understand where his mindset is and where he's trying to get to. But I also understand is that when you've put so much energy and so much of your time into something, and that's what you've been preaching, doing for 7, 8, 10 years, and then it abruptly gets taken from underneath you. You might have trucks and nice places and things of that nature, nice things. So, Michael, you could do that. And there's a video. I owned my own truck at one point. And the thing that these people don't tell you is that you have to have $50,000, $60,000 sitting aside for breakdowns. Hands down. Yeah, you'll have an $1,800 a month payment, but those guys don't tell you about those breakdowns that cost them X amount of dollars. And then you got to look at how much it costs to take it to the shop, unless you can find a mechanic on the back, John and Joe with a truck. When I had my truck, I had to sell my truck. When I had mine, I had $50,000 in breakdowns in 1 year, if not more. 50,000. That's $50,000 loss in 1 year, just breakdowns. Now you might say, "Oh, you got a bad truck." No, my truck was good, just breakdowns. I mean, dozer valves, radiators, tires, axles, spindles, batteries, hood, everything that you could think of, water pump. I mean, everything that you could think of, you're gonna have that cost. So yeah, you could go out and buy a truck, but you better have at least $40,000 sitting in the side, because everything went up. Yeah, for real. So when you're looking at when I'm looking at my brother Busy, I understand his challenges, because you're a business owner. You invested a lot of time and energy, and it feels like it just kind of went away. Man, Jeremy, bro, I don't know what can happen, because what people don't understand is, if truck drivers are not making money, that means that there's trucks that are sitting. That means you're forcing a lot of people into the job market again. So they're going to have an amazing jobs report coming out of the economic boom. Oh, there's plenty of jobs. We created millions of jobs. How many jobs did you lose? How many jobs did you lose in the economy? How many jobs did you lose? I said a while back, I said the thing is they're attacking everybody, sending everybody home, and trucking was the only industry that did not suffer. Now trucking is suffering, but the difference is that you increased everything with the flip of a switch. You increased everything. Wages didn't follow. So now rents, lights, waters, all of that stuff is excessively high, and the people down here are not able to keep up with it. I had a Volvo. It's cheap to get. Finance it from outside financing, and the thing that when you do the numbers, your fixed is still damn near the same. Still damn near the same. Yeah, your truck payment is like $1,800 a month, but then you divide that by 4. Take your fixed cost from the company that you're at. You add that. You want to get your own Easy Pass. You want to get your own fuel card. You want to get your own Easy Pass. You want to get your own stuff. You're paying for DAT boards. You're paying for all these other things. Your cost is the same. Insurance, if you have your own insurance, your cost is about the same. When I did it, it was damn near the same price as Prime. So It wasn't too much different. This is almost 2 years ago. Yeah, right. New trucks you can't. So when you really break down numbers, people that say you're making more money, you are making more money, yes, but you have more responsibilities. Fixed that prime is at $100. Fixed that prime for older trucks is, this truck that I'm in is 1,117 a week. The truck that I'm in right now. Compile that with insurance, it's right around 13. I think with everything was like 1,300. I always rounded it up with my emergency fund, so mine was about 15 with emergency fund because I was taking that out. Um, so you and then his fixed cost is 15, and he's doing lease purchase. So for you to see a decent check, yo, okay, oh, okay, Michael, yeah, like okay, but so you do $5,000, your fuel, you're walking away with $3,000 to $4,000. That's a good move, but you're at prime, so you still have the safety net. Most people don't have a safety net. You have to understand, you have a breakdown on I-80, you got to pay the toll person to come out and pick your truck up. There's just to hook up $1,100, not including the repair bill at whatever place of choice. Don't let you have a full trailer. You're gonna have a bill $5,000, and you can't turn that into payments. You're gonna have a credit card with $5,000+ on it. Don't worry about roll call. Roll call is gonna cost you $400. You're here at Prime. You have a safety net. Now the safety net is great, and it helps you get to the next level. That's why people on YouTube talk about how it's a scam. It's not a scam. It's the way to get you to ownership if you want to be an owner. Some people don't want to be an owner. You own your truck at 2018 at Prime and fixes $100. Yeah, so it's $100. You're good. You're sitting great. What's going on, howdy? Ops caps? I don't know. Oops, caps. Oh, all right. So you can achieve it, but you're gonna have to do some things with it. This truck was supposed to be my lease purchase truck. I was gonna own this truck next year if it wasn't for COVID. See, I'm okay. See, that's what I'm saying. You pay all your own stuff and treat it like a real owner. No problem. If I had four of me running, I'd be on it, but I have the equivalent of a batsman. Should I answer too? What's up, Lyle? How you doing, bro? Like, Lyle, like my guy Lyle, right? Business minded, trucks, doing the damn thing, and he even is like this. You can see it. It's like, what the hell? Yeah, man, I appreciate it, man. Yeah, bro, it's been good now. It's been running well. But it might be somebody else's, pride and joy later on, man. I don't know if I want to stay. You know, the hard part about it is that you've been over here so long. You know everybody. You know your fleet manager, you know the mechanics, you know the people you know the people, you know your dispatchers, morning, afternoon, evening, weekends, you know the mechanics, you know everybody. At Prime, we pay only for the lease. We are not making money. You're making money. See, here's the other thing that you got to understand. When you go buy a truck from a dealership, your loan is 5 years. You want to get to the money as fast as possible. So it is accelerated. That's why you pay so much for the truck. Most people don't realize is I could buy this truck at the end of my lease. I could buy it. I could release it for 2 more years as a lease purchase, and then I would own it at the end of those 2 years, depending on the fair market value of the truck. You could do that if you choose to. Truck would have somewhere between, you know, probably be 300,000-400,000 miles if I wasn't training. $950 a week. This is money? No, it's not money. I'm not gonna agree with that. We're making money right now. Hell no. I really don't know anybody that's really making a killing, making money right now. Become a handyman like me, and I got people's houses, and like, shit up. The thing is like everything is becoming to the point where you can't really do too much. I mean, I looked at, just for shits and giggles, I looked at Georgia State Highway Patrol. They just gave them an increase. A master trooper is making $93,000 a year. A master trooper. So to live comfortably in Atlanta, you need to be making right around 100 and something $1,000 a year. So he's gonna get that with overtime. He's gonna get close to that. That's a master trooper. Regular little police officer is not gonna make that. So do I blame Prime for this? No, Prime is not the problem. You know, when you're the largest reefer company in the world, and you have a lot of mouths to feed, you got to take the big pot and you got to spread it all the way out. You got to spread it all the way out. And, you know, people, that's the other thing, the cameras. Now, I think that the camera thing is a good and a bad idea at the same time. And here is my opinion about these cameras. Don't want to give anybody epilepsy. I think that you guys can see me better now. I think that the cameras are a way to trim the fat without having the PR nightmare of I miss loads paying $4K a week, but now I'm hoping getting a little $2K at Prime. Yeah. Loads don't pay. My truck is making money to offset my driver's time off, funerals, veterinary visits, whack concerts, mental breaks, etc. Right. How long you wait on the load, on live loader calls, can't be able to just go off and give the info once you pick up. Sometimes it's long, sometimes it's short. It just depends on the time. Sometimes it's long, sometimes it's short. It just depends. Like I said, you got people that need time off. They need this job will mentally freak you. Mentally clap your cheeks if you don't get off the truck. It will mentally do some damage to you. I think that we were talking about the cameras. So to prevent a PR nightmare, you implement something that you don't necessarily want to implement, but you do it to be safe. I get the safety piece. Privacy. I mean, one of the main things that I came over here for is that you didn't have an inward-facing camera. You can have an outward-facing camera. You don't necessarily need to see what I'm doing in here. I'm not doing nothing crazy. I'm driving. Driving, looking at my GPS, listening to music. Sometimes I'm singing. Sometimes I'm, doing whatever to keep myself motivated while you drive down the road to get to your next load to get paid, right? But I think now, if you need to get rid of drivers, and a good portion of them don't want something. You implement something that most people don't want, that's going to help your bottom line, and it helps you either way. Get rid of drivers, cool. You have new drivers coming in, awesome. We get paid for that by the government, cool. So it's filtering, and the problem is I think that it's filtering a lot of your good drivers out, and then you have a lot of these young drivers that come in, and you're gonna see nobody understands how rough trucking is, especially in the winter. So it says, but when it's long, we just going to have to sit and wait because cameras, they should do 1 or 2 years drivers with issues. Yeah, I think that it should be some type of system. Prime is looking crazy on social media right now. Prime has totally mismanaged drivers' relations over the last 2 years. They have. You had a person that was here that left. Andrea Miller was a really good PR, really good face of Prime. You get all your trucking insight from me. No one wants to be watched by Big Brother. No, I mean, I understand it, but at some point you don't need it. You don't. If you have a lot of issues, you're missing loads. Yeah, require that. But if you got your driver that is doing the thing and trying to make sure that they get the loads on time, you don't need to. You don't need to. Your old school drivers don't need a camera in their truck. They don't. Do they mind it? Sure, but I mean, they don't care. But do they really deep down want it? No, deep down they don't want it. But are they trying to, show everybody that's okay? It's cool. Yeah, they're gonna do that. I think that at the end of the day, is it going to help? I don't know. I think the mismanagement of people, when you came over here before, it was a family. Everybody was chilling, talking. You drive down the road, you see a driver, he's waving at you, you're waving at him, and you keep pushing. You're in a truck stop, or you're at a Country Pride. You hear drivers talking about their stories of the road, things that have happened to them on their load. Hey driver, you which way you headed? You going up this way? You're going up. You were getting information. It's all AI cameras and are freaking people out. Well, here's something else that you might not get. What does AI do? It's a data collection. It's trying to see our tendencies, things that we do, things that we, how we react to specific things. I'll say you agree with Lyle, but they are big enough that they will make it to be at what cost. They are showing a lot by changing in the students' pay, but all the leases are at least very little. Prime a long time ago was strictly a lease company, strictly, and then they adapted and got company drivers. I didn't have a problem training when it was the new the old package. The new package, the student's making more money than the driver, and he has all the cost. And then when loads don't count, there was many weeks that he's making $17, $18, $12, $1,300, and I'm over here sitting at $9. I'm looking at him like, bro, you don't know a damn thing. I'm helping you, and you're making more money than me? No, that doesn't work. Sears was bigger than Prime. When it was the last time? When was the last time you shopped there? Oh, Sears? Man, I don't know. It's been a minute, Lyle. I think that if you, I read body language, and if you go back and look at the video when they introduced what they were doing, look at each individual's body language. Look at Rob's body language. Look at the guys that are doing the videos, the head over safety department, all of them. Look at their video. Look at their body language. Body language and what you're saying are two different things. Hey, you look like you're uncomfortable. You don't look like you're excited about it. You look like you're uncomfortable about it. I mean, I don't know. I'm just. It's a perception. It's what I see. When you're putting it out there, so I'm looking at you, seeing, and I'm just looking at your body language. I don't think that they're too big for that, and they got too many, irons in the fire all over for that. But I do, I do see that the lanes, like I used to be able to take a load from Hershey, Pennsylvania to Edwardsville, Illinois, and it was a drop and hook and it paid $1,500, and you could get it off in a day and a half. If you pick it up in Hershey and you ran it, you were done in Ohio, and then after Ohio, you were dropping it off in there. They kept the flatbed. Company drivers say that they meet. It says that the meet that they want lease drivers and not company. They want us to have all the risk and minimize their risk. Well, yeah. I mean, you're making more money off of your lease drivers because that's strictly profit. And I mean, it's a good business mindset and thing where you're trying to help people build. The only problem is that when you have a downward freight market, your business model takes a hit because it's designed when the freight market is in its optimal, in the sweet spot. Or if we fell off the sweet spot, so now you have drivers not making money. I just get that same load for 1,120. Yeah, it used to pay 1,500. It used to pay 1,500 to run that to Edwardsville, and you'd end off your drive shift somewhere in Ohio. You pick up, and now it's 800 for 1,200. Right? It's been skimpy. I think the last time I took it, it was 12 or 13. So it's down to 1,120. So how much? And is that with fuel surcharge too? Hi, Will. And all. Hey, what's on, Kiersey? How you doing? So as a whole, I really think that it's you have to prop it up. I don't know how you prop it up. I think the first thing, if I was in upper management, I would cut truck payments in half. That's what I would do. I got enough money, I would cut truck payments in half so that drivers could get some type of relief. So, in this type of market, right? Yeah, me and Fresh got to be talking too. In this type of market, you have to negotiate to keep your lanes. And I think that, your companies like Hirschbach, your companies like Create are underbidding them. If you watch the meeting earlier, Rob was talking about it, and Zawisky was talking about it, where they are trying to underbid and brokers are trying to underbid, and Prime is so big and so strong that they can just muster. All right, you want to go down there? We'll go down there. You want to go for lower? We'll go lower. And we're doing this. Prime's just doing this. How low can you go? I can go low, but I choose not to. So basically, it's a bidding war. So they're bidding all the way down to little to nothing. Jim was talking about it, how they have to bid down, but it was going to come back up. But the problem with that is there's collateral damage with you bidding really low, because these truck payments are really high. $1,100, $1,700, or $1,100 truck payments, and you get loads paying $800. I mean, my last 2 weeks, I've been nothing but up the East Coast: Maryland, Virginia, Florida, Maryland, Virginia, Georgia, Tennessee, Florida, Jersey, Maine, Maryland, Virginia, Georgia. Like that's what I've been running. We have a contact who makes 0 cents. We have a contract makes 0 cents. We're not spot market bidding daily on lows. So I think, yeah, it's supposed to be a contract. It's supposed to be. But I think that somewhere in their contracts, they're able to adjust it mid-contract if they need to suffice. And instead of losing the contract outright, I think they'll probably be like, no, we'll take care of you. We'll take care of you. We'll go lower. We'll drop it down $20 per load. $20, $30. Just to keep it at the sweet spot. How low can you go? Oh, you're gonna bid $20. Oh, I'll bid 19. You're gonna bid 10. I'll bid 5. Off load. So it progressively goes down, and what Fisker is talking about in his program that he has, computer-based software, he types it in, and you can legitimately see the de-escalation of loads. Their loads are coming. The dollars and cents is coming off the load, and like that, and the fuel surcharge, the line haul fuel surcharge. How much I'm actually getting paid, and how much the customer's paying for me to take that load. That's where you get the estimate revenue. My load from Georgia to from Georgia to Sarcy was only $800. You're on the clock right now. Okay, you're on the clock. What you mean? What you mean, Tyler? When you have to compensate the drivers that are leaving. No, I'm sitting. I'm legitimately sitting, waiting on a load that was told I got here early. My pickup time was Thursday between 12 and 23:59, and I got here early. They said it wasn't even in the door. So I was like, all right, cool. Came over to the Loves. I got on the call list, sat here. They said that the load wasn't even ready. Wasn't gonna be ready. Called today, they said it still wasn't in the door. At 5 o'clock I called again. They said it wasn't in the door, wasn't even being worked on. Got a call this evening and said it's not gonna be ready till tomorrow. Now, load's not gonna be ready till tomorrow. This load is supposed to be in North Carolina on Sunday. Then deliver in Florida. And I'm in Michigan. That time is gonna be shot. I was supposed to pick it up tonight. It's not even in the door, and the lady got word that it's not even gonna be ready loaded tonight. She said tomorrow afternoon sometime. So I'm gonna be sitting here. I've already done a 34-hour reset again. So on the clock? No, not on the clock. I don't clock in, don't clock out. I sitting here trying to figure out what the best moves are, because any grown man that doesn't look at his business, any grown man that doesn't look at his stuff for business, you're looking at it like, where can you make cuts? I ran 62 from up here. I ran 62 up here. But like I was saying before, when you start looking at your deposits, and your deposits for your business bank account are going down and down and down and down and down. And everybody's like, oh, they say the proverbial thing is, oh, don't live above your means. What do you do when your means went up? Where's that conversation when your means goes up and you were living below or at your means when your means go up? Instead, I asked about about all the freight given to other companies while we sitting idle. So you have to contract some of it out. I think that they got contracts with them. I think that we have contracts with those companies, and I think that they're leased onto the DOT their Prime's DOT number, and they're trying to make they're making as much money as they possibly can. It's not just us. I think as a whole, there's no freight. I think that as a whole, there's just no freight to go around. And everybody says there's a driver shortage, there's an abundance of drivers. I don't think that there's a lot more drivers than what they say there is. I don't think when the last time I was at the yard, I saw more trucks sitting than I saw trucks running. And then when I'm driving down the road, I actively look to see how many, prime drivers I see. Saying we are a growing company isn't an explanation enough for some people. Well, growing, I think that they're growing, but I think that they're, when I started, it was exceptionally hard to get in at Prime. It was not easy. It was not an easy task to get hired here at Prime. It was not. Now it seems like it's easy. Now it seems like you can just slide in and they give you a truck, get in the seat, and you roll out. I think that the easiest way to fix some of this is to cut some of these truck payments. Cut them in half for a while till you see a 30 or 40% increase in freight value. Give your drivers some ease on their pocket. I don't know. I don't know any tanker drivers. I know they got a hopper bottom division, things of that nature. But I don't know any tanker drivers. I know a couple flatbed drivers. Buddy of mine was just telling me he made $664 because of the holiday. But the holiday, it was Memorial Day. So I get the Memorial Day holiday. I get that. But to me, that's no excuse. People still got to eat, right? Freight still needs to move, right? A free truck payment would cost $10.5 million for 1 week. Wow. No, that thanks, Tracy. 10.5 for 1 week. Well, I didn't say free. I said half. Cut it down to half. If your truck payment's $1,100, cut it in half. You're still making money. But I think that they have things that are built in. Tanker lease, same boat, company charge slightly better. I mean, 55 cents a mile? I mean, what do they top off at, Kiersey? What do they top off at? 60? 57? Something like that? So if you cut the truck payments in half, not saying forever, just cut them in half right now. Cut them in half so that you give some relief to your lease operators that are making money for the company, because in my opinion, they make more. Prime makes more money off of lease drivers personally, because they don't have to cover the cost. But cut that in half. Oh, they have hundreds of empty trucks that they can't sell. Well, that's why. Think about it. The industry is trash. The industry is horrible. So you got trucks that you have overpriced at like $60, $70, $80,000. No bank is touching any type of truck right now. No bank is. You might be able to find one. You give them 20, 30,000. Said Prime loves money that they want you when you get paid. Even them some money, give them some money. I mean, lots of trucks sitting means that there's not a lot of drivers running. Multiple times I've been to yards and it's just people. There's nobody there. It's desolate. You get some food. Driver lineup was talking about it. It's an energy. I don't get it. It's something that is going on that is making it exceptionally hard. And I've been here 5 years, and I mean, COVID, this and that, and I've never not made money when I didn't go home. Never in the 5 years, even when I started. As long as I was running, I was making money. Never in my trucking career have I worked a whole week, had fixed cost, and been left with nothing. Never. And I've had more weeks. I did a video a while back. I stayed out 6 months straight, no home time. I passed through home, no home time. And out of the 6 months that I stayed out, 2 of those months I made $0. 2. I calculated it. It's so it says it's empty at the yard now after a camera announcement. It's not because of freight. That's not a coincidence. Well, like I said earlier, why would you want to lay off drivers? Why would you want that PR disaster? Announce something in not the best time to announce it. I mean, you can announce it whatever, but not the best time to announce it. But you announce something that's going to change a lot of people's positions and what they want to do. You do that to cut the fat. You want drivers to leave, or you need to fire. You want to lay off people, but you don't want to lay off people because you have such a big footprint. Okay, such a big footprint, and now something that people don't necessarily want. People leave. Now you don't have the PR nightmare that you had to lay off drivers because you don't have enough freight. They're not going to tell you that. Why would they? I mean, that's just my opinion. Why would you? That's not something that I would do. I wouldn't do that. I mean, obviously that's above my pay grade, but it makes sense. You don't want to have, you look at all the other companies that are laying off drivers and things of that nature. It's horrible for them. So why not implement something that don't necessarily want to do, but you're conflicted. In the confliction, you're like, okay, this will be softer, even though it's going to piss off a lot of our valued drivers that are the backbone of our company. It's going to piss them off and make them feel good or make them feel bad. We get some people to be cool with it. I mean, do I want more stuff to have to worry about while I'm driving? I mean, no, I don't. Would I be, as one, we do Peterbilt, it's required to do courtesy inspections. Yeah. I think that a lot of the frustration is the freight is bad. Bills are piling up with people at home. Yeah. It's on the road, yeah. I think that money's just not flowing like it used to be. And they're saying that there's going to be a freight boom or freight come up. But the only way you're going to see a freight come up is going to be sometime in November. And it's going to take a little bit. But the only way that's going to happen is if your old boy Brandon over there gets out of office. I don't care about what the man said. I don't care about his mouth. I don't care about his damn Twitter. Do not. The only thing that I cared about was when the man was in office, everybody had money. Every money was flowing. Things were flowing good. You felt good. You could take your wife and your kid on vacation. You were the backbone of America. You was able to do things. But now it's a challenge. Yeah, man. I mean, I don't care for his antics. I don't care for his words. I don't care. I don't need him to give me a hug. All I care about is give the nation a damn hug. Fix some shit, because if we stay, just keep your mind open. So if on his inbound quick inspection they see something they don't like, you're forced to get it fixed. But if they get you a load or do something, an opinion repair, you're ready to go. You agree? Orange Idiot was better. Policies and things affect everybody. As a kid, you didn't even think about politics. You didn't even think about it because you feel like it didn't affect you. Negro. It affects me now. It affects me. Oh, man. It affects me. Um, I get the safety aspect, but for a inspection, but at the same time, upselling stuff that we not need is a sick and its mechanics look bad. Me personally, I love seeing the truck I fixed. Facts, because I always go by, if you take care of old Betsy, she's gonna take care of you. She doesn't bitch, she doesn't moan, she doesn't. All she does is put out. She pulls. That's all she do. She puts out. She's a workhorse. She does not play games. she does what she needs to do. She needs a little oil change. Be like, yeah, Betsy, I'll get you that oil change. It's gonna cost me $200. But you know what? You made me $17,000. All right, no, all right, Lyle, take it easy. You made me $17,000 last month. I'm gonna go get you that oil change. Everybody's hurting right now, man. Everybody is hurting. But what do you do to stop the bleeding? For sure, seeing a trucker happy and happy trucker is the number one for me, and I'm not in it for the money. I love working for them. I got a negative settlement this week, $248. It was what I owe them. Facts. Mine was negative $664. And I worked. I worked. I didn't go home. I didn't break down. I worked. So all the spending and free money during COVID doesn't matter, only what Trump did. So here's how that works. So money that was printed, because we just printed a shit ton of money, we gave a certain amount of money to individual families and stuff like that. We did that. But you didn't need to really. Did we really need to be shut down? Like shut down everything? The thing that wasn't really thought too much about was you shut everybody down and you forced everybody to go home. The only people that were out were doctors and truck drivers. Why? Because truck drivers bring you the food that you need to eat. Thank you, Kiersey. Thank you for the smiles and humor every time. So even when times are bad, I know. Gotta have a sense of humor, Kiersey. Gotta have a little bit, But you printed all the money. You gave some of it to the people, the citizens. We're still printing it, yes. But in the printing of the money, the value of the dollar goes down. People don't understand economics. Like, not a lot of people took economics class. But economically, if you pay a McDonald's worker $20 an hour, the cost has to go somewhere to pay for that $20 an hour job. Has to. So people in California are the racist people are hoarding their money. Well, no, see, this is the thing, taxes. So everybody gets upset about the millionaires and billionaires not paying their fair share. I understand that. But take this into consideration. If you are the person making the jobs and creating the jobs, you tax them more. They have less money to then invest. That means they can't create more jobs. So you see what I'm saying? You're increasing the payroll taxes, you're increasing all the taxes, but you're not increasing the pay. People are making the most amount of money they've ever made, but everything is so high because everything went sky high randomly. Like, I got State Farm insurance. My State Farm insurance went up. I didn't get in any accidents. Didn't get no speeding tickets. My State Farm insurance went up for no reason. And Lau said the inflation is because of Trump spent a whole in the office, nothing to do. It's not all about money, but giving us during the COVID. No, it's not all about the money that gave during COVID. You put so much money into the system to prop up the stock market. to prop up the businesses and stuff like that. You look at Dodge, Ford, all of them, they're all losing money because they have their trucks and cars priced too high. There was a video I watched a while back that the average family can't even afford a Honda minivan. I mean, the market is bad, maybe bad. However, Prime is deceiving us to think that it's worse than it is. They're blaming the market for a lot of the bad policies, which one is driving our policies down even further. The market is bad. I have friends who took 3 months to find a job. Yes, that's the other thing. You know, you come out of a job, you better hope you have a job to go to. I mean, if you go be a police officer, a firefighter, you got to go through training. If you're going to go be a police officer, you got to go through the academy. You're not getting paid through. You are getting paid through the academy, but it's not enough. It's not a lot. Working in the city, $20 an hour. Why you go to these shippers and receivers and it's taking so long to unload? Why is that? Because nobody wants to do it. Not paying enough. Brandon gave multiple more out and gave a lot overseas and billions to the war that's not ours. Right. You know, the war, all that stuff plays a part in everything that's going on. You look at the bridge collapse in Baltimore. Do you understand? Maybe some of y'all may or not understand this. The bridge collapse that happened in there, the freight that comes in there, what does that affect? It affects the north and affects the south, everything up and down the east coast. You don't have a lot of stuff coming in, don't have a lot of stuff going out. So you have that to contend with. Fuel prices. Fuel prices they're hanging in there, but they don't compensate for what the loads are paying. People are not holding stuff in their warehouses like they used to be because they have to pay taxes double time on the product that they have in the warehouses. They have to pay double. So you might pay taxes to get it, and now they got to pay taxes again to hold it. You're taking, and there's no giving. The open border policy has brought trucking down too. I like foreigners, but they're bidding really low, and it's shippers experience. Yeah, that's the other thing. I don't. You know, we're all here to make a better life for ourselves. We're all. But if you do the money conversion, you do. There's a slight money difference. The money that you get here and you send it overseas, it's more. It substantially more. Do I think that it's unfair? Yes, because we have to live here, we have to pay the bills here, we have to do this, and I shouldn't have to run 6 or 7 loads to make $1,500-$1,600. I shouldn't have to do that. You know, on average, it used to be you put $5,000 to your truck, you're making $1,500 to $2,000 a week on average. Now you're seeing revenue 4, 3, 4, 2. You might get $1,200 after taxes, $600-$700. You can make the $600-$700 and drive Uber. I could drive Uber for a week and make more than that. But now they're trying to outlaw side hustles because they need the money. The government needs the money. So it's, you know, you go get tires. I had my APU worked on, it was $384. Oil changes $600. You know, tires. Everything is high, but our pay is low. I don't, for giving lease payments, truck payments, and things like that. I think that if you slash them half for a couple of weeks, I think it would be better. Surprisingly, it's actually really cheap to live overseas. Surprisingly, the only challenge you have is making money. There's good and bad. You can move overseas and stuff like that, but you still have to have that American dollar, because the American dollar, despite it's dropping, it still remains supreme. You pay $70 a week for APY. You pay $300 plus the repair. it's under warranty. So they reimburse you for it. So you'll see it in your settlement because it you have it in your it's under warranty, but um, it broke. So if I was getting a warranty issue, I ended up having to get a PM done on it. So the repair was under warranty, but the fix was not, and it needed a new fuel pump because the fuel pump went out. Coconut time, my brother. Yeah, I have 5 houses in DR. That's what's up. Making that money, making that dough, bro. Let me buy one. Deed it over to me. Real for real. Um, but overall, I mean, I'm not knocking Prime. Prime is a great company for you to start. It's a great company to help you get to another level if you want to get to another level. But right now, it's challenging. The structure that they have is great. The way that it's been put together is great. But right now, it's challenging. You know, I can't sugarcoat that. I can't. No, your mom has for sure. Now I'm not sure anymore. Was for sure, and now I'm not. I don't know. Like it makes you feel like dang. You know, like you're running your behind off, and then you get your paycheck. You look at your settlement, and it's negative. It is challenging. It's very challenging because you don't know what you're supposed to do. You know, they say every company's like this. Yeah, there's a lot of companies that are going through this challenge. A lot. What I suggest, go be a company driver. You better find a company that's paying you 60, 70 cents a mile. Got 3,000 miles for you to eat. You better find a company that's paying you at least 60 cents a mile and giving you at least 3,500 miles a week for you to eat. Because this 1,000, 1,200, 1,500 is not cutting the cake anymore. $1,000 is a new $500. I went in and got a large fry in Pennsylvania. It was $5.68. I went in here and got a large fry. It was $3.58. I got my star at Prime in 16 and still eating below. I got a start at Prime and I'm 16, still eating bologna. Yeah. Been with Prime for 10 years. Oh, William, you've been over here for 10 years, bro? Wow, man. I've been here 5. And it's, you know, I can't say that it hasn't been good to my family. I can't say that. But I can say is that my wife realizes that I haven't been able to take a lot of time off. She's noticed that I've been home less and less and less unless I get a load through there or I'm able to stop there or I got a load going through there. She's noticed I've been home less and less and less. And it's not that I don't want to go home. That's why I want to go home. I want to slide through. The camera system is going to suck for stuff like the live load calls. Now you have to wait 30 minutes for them to answer. So they can click, they can cry, that babysit. I checked the paperwork, it's all good. I hear that Prime is going to is giving the excellent solo loads to the teams in order to help them running, hence us getting there really poor. I'm afraid. I can see that. I can see that they're giving the really good solo loads to the team drivers. I could see that. However, our friends at Blue Ribbon Logistics Star are still averaging over $3.50 a mile their entire fleet. My wife just left me recently over everything being here 9 years. Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that, bro. Let me train you on home repairs, bro. And jobs on Thumbtack. Facts. I mean, you have to now make roughly, I say maybe $10,000 a month, if not more. Yeah, that's all I can. That's all I can be, Kylie. Is keep a positive attitude. You know, look at the light at the end of the tunnel. Everything happens for a reason. Um, the valley might be long. You might see the hole as too deep, but the road is only as long as you think it is. As long as you keep going, the road gets shorter and shorter and shorter. I think that if you're making money here at Prime, cool. Good job. Keep rocking it out. If you're not, hang in there as long as you can. Um, I think that after a while, when you're looking at your bills at home and you're looking at you're out here, you start wondering like, what can I do to make money? I mean, I do YouTube videos, I do designs, I do different things to try to do other things. I make videos, inspirational videos and stuff like that. Because in me is what inside me I want to be outside of me. The physical, I could talk about Prime, I could talk about, but the internal, I try to deliver what's on inside of me out. I do a bunch of different little things. Um, it's very challenging when you're trying to drive and you're trying to get loads and you're trying to do this and you rush. Um, let's see, they give you the best load first, deliver at 5 on 4 o'clock, next load 70 miles away, 15:30, next day pickup. Yep. That was a lie, just be positive. Yeah, man. Um, I think the other big thing is appointment times. Your appointment times are stretched out. Your delivery times, like if you give me a 200-mile load, hopefully it's a drop a hook. I can pick up, drive, drop, just go to sleep, wake up, do the next thing. So it's a combination. It's pickup times, line haul, and appointment times, and then freight. Those are the things that are challenging right now for people. Those are the things. It's a nice truck that's coming right now. It's a nice truck, nice Pete. I think that we just have to keep pushing, keep holding on, keep striving for great. But when you sit here and you've been here for damn near 34 hours, you get to thinking, am I in the best place that's going to be best for me, best for my family, and best for my goals? And you start to wonder, like, is it the best place to be? If it bounced back, are you going to still have us at the $1,500 a week? $5,000 for each truck, when everything went up. That's the thing. So gotta wonder about that. I was watching my boy. What does my heart tell me? And it's a lot of confliction. A lot of confliction in what the best thing to do is, because I don't just think about myself. I don't just think about myself. A lot of people, when you got a wife and kid and you got family, you're the captain of the ship, and you have to think, what is the best outcome? How your decisions are going to affect your family, and any decision that you make has to be done with them in mind. I don't know. It's just I don't like working for free, and I don't like
trying to do good, being good, and still seeing the same negative results. You know, I feel like there's been a big attack on marriages, families, things like that. My guy Jackknife, man, like that. His demeanor, man, is like it hurt. Jackknife Television, like it hurt. Like everything is just like, and I'm just like, man, like what the heck is going on? You know, you're trying to pay bills, you're trying to do this, and it's like money is just not moneying anymore. You know, you got people doers and this, doers and that, and it's not no fault of their own. I I haven't been home for a home time in 2 years, yo. 2 years. I passed through home. I haven't been off this truck in 2 years since I got it. I passed through home. I loads haven't been paying. Loads have not been paying. I've been negative more often than not. I get a check, don't get a check. Get a check, don't get a check. Get a check, don't get a check. You know, and be like, oh, you know, they'll say, oh, it's your fuel mileage and your fuel. And, you know, I did some calculations and things like that with a buddy of mine. And I'm like, okay, you divide it by 4, you're 100 bucks, $150, you know, 900 something off for a month. You divide that by 4, you're $200, $175, $150 a week. Okay, is that making you, whether you make a $1,500 paycheck or a $2,000 paycheck? No, but for the month, it's an extra $1,000 for the month. So averages matter. They do go by averages, but in the grand scheme of everything, you have to be able to pay your bills. And when you're running, driving, putting up with the bull stuff, and at the end of the week you get a negative paycheck, that makes you feel a little icky inside, right? A little icky. Well, you have to ask yourself, no house, no home time. It's just sad. It is. It is sad because you want to be able to go do things. You want to be able to chill, have fun with friends and family, things of that nature. But you got bills and you got things you got to take care of. And when you, if it was my fault, I could say it was my fault. And I could blame, the only person I could blame is me. The fuel thing, me. My fault. I like to rush my ass to get there so I can deliver, get to the next load. I want to make as much money as I can. So if I'm spending a little extra to get to the next load, yeah, that's me. That's all me. My fault. Yes, I will take 100% responsibility. What's top 10 of my fleet on fuel mileage is barely making it. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't understand it. I literally do not get how loads, we can't control our loads. We can't control anything else. The only thing we control is our fuel and our speed. And there's just nothing. You have more trucks negative, more drivers not making any money than drivers making money. And it's just you just sit there. I don't know. But I've been on here for like 2 hours, guys. You guys got more questions? Just air my grievances. Hear me, bitch. Top 10 in the thing and not making it. That's disappointing. Really disappointing. Really disappointing. But we live to breathe another day. We live to start this truck another day. And we live to pull another day. Dad always used to say, the race is not given to the swift, but those who endure it to the end. If once you don't succeed, try again.
On the back of my truck, it says that if you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, then to be successful. I have no family, I have no rent. I feel for the drivers out there who have all those expenses to deal with. Yeah, man. It's a challenge. It is a challenge. But hey, you gotta have a good wife, good kids, and make it all worth it. So, you know, got grandkids, got kids, you know. That's my beard, dude. Says some people making good money at Prime, but most of us making nothing. That seems to be the gist of it, man. Most of us aren't making a whole lot. But at some point, we will. Like I said, you have to do what others won't. Grind, hustle, sacrifice. But hey, I think the sacrifice, I think we're all starting to wonder, is the sacrifice worth it? I think that's what we're starting to wonder. Is the sacrifice worth it? Do me a favor, guys. Like, subscribe, share if you haven't already. Hit the bell below so that I come out with new videos on my blacktop journey. And I'm going to keep on pushing. Keep on grinding. Keep on hustling. Because you know what? At the end of the day, my wife, my kids, my grandkids, I couldn't imagine just being like tapping out, like, no, I don't want nothing to do with this anymore. Stressing out. I'm stressed. Trust to believe, I'm stressed. But at the end of the day, I don't think that I would want my kids to ever feel like it's gotten to a point where you can't overcome any challenges. So, you know, we'll get her done, man. We'll get her done. Once you fall off a bike, you scrape your knee, like Peter Griffin, right? And you back up, get on the bike, put some shin pits, some band-aids on your bleeding knees, so you scrape your knee. Well, you got up and you hurt your back, your arm, all those things. Keep on pedaling, keep on pushing, keep on grinding, keep on hustling, because at the end of the day, if you're giving it all you've got, so we have no energy, no breaths, nothing left, you'll succeed. In more ways than one, you'll find out what you're truly made of. Remember, be blessed, less stress, guys. Left door closed, right foot down, only when it's safe, guys. And stay frosty, stay uplifted. It's challenging, but just keep going. I'm gonna try. Thank you, guys.